All right, my Parallax Football Complete perfect paperback came in the mail finally yesterday. So this is the final paperback. You can get this in four different ways: a hardback with a wraparound cover as a kind of a collector's edition. There's a coil bound that'll lay flat, easy to flip and lay flat. There's a saddle stitched, which lays a little more flat, but at least is in a booklet. And then there is the final version, which is a perfect paperback. So it has a bound what do you call it, spine, and this one is cream colored. The other books are going to be using a higher. This is the cheapest way to get it, so I used cream color, and of course what makes the others a little more expensive is the high-end ink, high-end paper. But man, you can see the quality of this. Even on cream color, it's beautiful. It's plenty. You can't read through the pages. Even with the photographs, the art, you can't see through the pages. So this, on the cream paper, is beautiful. So this finally came in the mail. And I'm playing the 1973 Kenny Stabler replay. Kenny Stabler started in week 4 against the Cardinals, and we are winning at halftime. Kenny Stabler's up 6-0. He has thrown an interception in the first half. Fortunately, the Cardinals have had butterfingers, and they fumbled the ball away 3 times, leading to 2 Blanda field goals. The first quarter of this game was not recorded. Second quarter was recorded on the computer yesterday morning for those who want to see what I did in the second quarter. Now I'm going to complete the game here. Now that my book came in the mail, I don't have to do it on the computer. I will complete it here. Again, I'm using possessions, so the scores will be a little lower because, again, if you use every single snap, you're going to get, of course, recordable statistical outcomes. But you'll also get you'll get closer to more realistic scores. When you do possessions, you can't really control. You can't control the number of plays, so therefore you're going to have lower scoring games on average. The teams were rated against each other. I have all those ratings right here. I don't know if you can see that on my score sheet. So I can fit their matchups, their pass, their completions, their point of attack, their run, their punter, place kicker, and their return man. And the coaches range from 1 to 4 for running the ball for both teams. And I can complete all of that. It fits on one sheet of paper right in front of me. If you're going to do statistics and you're going to track time, you're going to have to use ticks or your favorite score sheet, or you could use something like Stratomatic's timing slider. I think Stratomatic uses an actual clock with slide, so you can slide your marker on a time track. So there you go. So what's the drawback here for the paperback? Well, it's great for collecting. It's great for putting in your bookshelf or storing in easy travel. It's a little more. It's going to be a little more cumbersome in that you're going to have to hold it open, right, like that. So. All right, so we know that the Cardinals had to kick it off, so they're going to receive the ball to start the half, and they're going to go ahead and try to take this back to the house on a 66. 62, they do not, but he's going to shake a leg, gets out to the 25-yard line, and there we have it, folks. So we're going to be looking at plays from here on. So for those who don't know, this is my play call for the Cardinals. This is my point of attack roll. This is my first D66 roll. So I roll all 4 dice for the Cardinals. All right, the Cardinals are going to turn around and hand it off. Their point of attack is going to be a bad score on the D chart. Point of attack D is -1, but they're going to roll a 63 on running plays of D. 63 is 4, -1 is 3 yards. 1, 2, 3, second down. Just like that, the Cardinals turn and hand the ball off. Now, you can use player finders. Rodney includes player finders for every team in history, right? I just use whoever's, you can just write them down. These are the team sheets with the players, so that would have been Metcalf. Wow, they're going to run again. And again, point of attack 4 is 0, so we're going to get a 63, so 4 more yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, third down, and 2 back-to-back carries. I am going to go ahead and just pass the ball on this. So we're going to make an assumption on 3rd and, actually 3. They might run it on 3rd and 3 down here in their own territory. Yeah, they might run it. So let's roll. Nope, they're going to pass. So we ignore the second one. 46 on the pass tables. They're passing the ball on the D chart. So we're going to go back here to completions. D chart 46 is complete. And now we're going to check the F chart for runs. 40, it's complete for 56. 5 and 6 is 12. Plus 1 for the F rating. So 13 yards, 10, 11, 12, 13. And just like that, Jim Hart finds Ahmad Rashad for a first down. Or that might have been Mel Gray, for 13 yards. And they're moving. They're going to pass the ball again. We're going to ignore the 6. 22, that's going to probably be incomplete on the D completion. 22 is incomplete. Actually, 22 on D is sack. Whoa, take it back. It's a sack for a loss of 10. Holy cow, that's a killer. Second and long is the Raiders tear up. That would have been the mustachioed, what's his name? The guy with the big mustache. Can't remember his name now. He's a stud. All right, they're going to pass again. The one we ignore, 33. 33 on the passing play chart is incomplete. Third down and 20. Jim Hart looks deep for Mel Gray. Can't find him. They're going to pass the ball again. 46 is complete to Metcalf. Actually, be complete to Rashad, excuse me. And now let's roll our F charts for yards and 55. Very good. 9 plus 1, 10-yard pass. So he got it back up to 4th and 10, but they will have to punt. So their first drive is going to end in a punt. The punt we know is 36 net. 10, 20, 35, and 6. Raiders filled the ball there. We can attempt to return this for a touchdown. And why not? Let's do it. And no, the Raiders do not return it for a touchdown. We've got it at our own 19. 1st and 10, the Raiders. John Madden, what are we going to do? John Madden is going to run the ball, 1-1. So we're going to run, and our point of attack is +2 on the B chart, 45. So point of attack, 1 on B is +2 yards, 45 on B chart for the Raiders. Hubbard is going to be 5 + 2, 7 yards. 5, 6, 7. Raiders, 2nd and 3. Big Marv Hubbard. It's going to be a pass. Stabler drops back, the lefty. 64, I know, is complete. And we're on the D chart, 61 on the D chart for passing. 61. 61 is 4 plus 1 for our receivers. 61 is going to be, what did I say? Hold on, 61 is 4 plus 1, 5. So 5 yards and a first down for the Raiders. That's a swing out to Clarence Davis out of the backfield for the Raiders. We're going to run +2. B chart's 34, so we're pounding them. Again, 1 on the B chart is +2 yards, 34. 34 is 3 + 2 is a 5-yard run for Charles Smith. 2nd down, it's going to be a run. 2 + 1 on the charts. 21. 21 is 0 + 1. We get a yard. Hubbard up the gut for 1. 3rd down and 4. The Raiders here will pass. So we're just going to pass the ball. 35 on the completion C charts. Completion C, 35 is complete. And we're looking at the D chart for completion. So complete to Biletnikoff for 26 is 7 + 1, 8 yards and a first. So that's going to be 5, 6, 7, and 8. Raiders are up to the 47, and they're moving. Kenny Stabler. We're going to throw again. We're going to go back-to-back passes. Kenny Stabler backpedals complete to Branch in the game, 24. 24 is a complete 4, 6 yards, 5, 6. So Cliff Branch on a quick button hook. 2nd down, the Raiders will run. 5 will be 0 on the point of attack, 45. 45 is 5 yards. Raiders, 3rd and 1. We're going to run, and they're going to call a run defense. So for those who have the complete book, defense has changed. The rules for defense changed in the books. So those who have Parallax Football ebooks, either the basic book, the original, or the ebook complete, since those ebooks were released, the final paperback versions have the new defensive rules in it. So they're going to be in a run defense. We're going to call a run. They're going to be in a run defense. It's optional to call run, but I think it makes sense that they would be prepared, which means we have to use a grade one grade lower. So the Raiders have to use the C chart for the running play. But point of attack first. And we're using, again, 1 grade lower on the point of attack roll. So the point of attack roll is going, so anyway, the Raiders are running 6. It's going to be 1 grade lower, -1. And we're using the C charts for this roll. So Marv Hubbard, up the gut, 24 is going to be 2, -1 for point of attack. 1 yard. Hubbard fights through against run defense. And the Raiders get the first with Marvin Hubbard behind Art Shell and Gene Upshaw over there on the left side. We're going to go ahead and go play action pass here for Stabler on first down. And it's going to be complete. And depending on the depth of this, how far downfield, I will assume here it's going to, it's going to be out of the backfield for 3 yards to 1, 2, 3 to Davis. All right, Raiders, let's roll and see what we do. We're going to pass the ball. 32, I think, is going to be incomplete on the C chart. 32 is incomplete. Third down. Raiders now have no choice. We got to pass. Raiders are going to complete the pass. 56, and we're looking at the D charts. 56, this will be the Bolitnikoff who gets open on these downs. 4 + 1, 5 yards, not enough. Fourth down, we are at the 35. 42-yard field goal for Bolitnikoff. We're going to do it. So let's go back to our place kicking. 42-yard kick for Bolitnikoff from the 35-yard line. 1 to 4. So a 5 or a 6. If I roll a 5 or a 6, he misses. No, he makes it. Bolitnikoff, Blanda. 42-yard field goal. Folks, it is now 9-zip Raiders. And St. Louis will return it. And they return it to the 25. And there we have it, folks. Man, the Raiders up 9-0 now. Good drive for Ken Stabler and company. So what you'll find in the final version of the books is there's artwork. The layout has changed. It's a little more, it makes more sense in the layout as far as how the tables are laid out. The defensive rules have changed. The play sequence has not changed. The write-up has not changed. There's art. And then our matchup chart pregame. All of our special teams charts are here, which again is reorganization of the rules, so it's easier. All of our passing charts. Again, all of our running charts. So it's just organized a little better. And then, of course, our fictional league that comes with it to explain, so you can play and learn how to play. And then the historical team creation guide is included now. So, and of course, our off-season simple career and career athletic position. And then our historical team creation guide for those who want to create teams using historical ratings, so high school, college, whatever. And then the simple all rights reserved copyright. And there it is, folks. So that's what the paperback looks like. The ebook complete is not aligned like this one quite. So it's worth having the book just to have the final version 1.5 copy, right? So the book version is the updated as of March, 15th or whatever. So when all 4 of the books came out. Okay. St. Louis with the ball, what are they going to do? And again, if you buy the coil-bound copy, it'll lay flat. You can just flip it, right? I don't mind holding it. I'm accustomed to doing this with all my books when I'm on the road holding it. So no problem. And again, this one is $7.99, so I think it's more than a fair value to have the complete, brand new, outlining the new defensive rules, right, as well. So, all right, here we go. St. Louis goes to work. They're going to run the ball. Their point of attack is going to be 0, 44, and they run the ball, unfortunately, on the D charts. So they run the charts 44. So 44 is going to be 4 yards with a 0 effect from the point of attack. So their offensive line stalemates the defense. Okay, they're going to run the ball again, and they're going to be on the D charts +1, 64. Good run. 6 and 4 is 5 + 1, 6 yards. 5-6, first down. Back-to-back carries for Terry Metcalf, the big fullback. It's going to be a drop-back pass. 15, this could be very bad for them. They're on the D charts. Drop-back pass D on a 15 is incomplete. Second down. So Hart looks down the field to Gray. Can't find him. It's going to be another pass. 14. Uh-oh, he's getting close to a turnover here. 14, incomplete. Third down. back-to-back drop-back passes for Jim Hart, looking for Rashad. We're not going to roll. We're going to go ahead and pass the ball, looking for Ahmad Rashad. 61 is 61 is incomplete. Fourth down. You got to double check, right? The way the charts are lined out, incomplete. Fourth down, they'll have no choice. They're going to have to punt. And the Raider defense getting the job done. 10, 20, 35, 6. Raiders are pinned at the 29. We are going to try to return this punt for a touchdown. And we do not. Again, we have an asterisk, so you might as well give it a shot if you want to have a cheap score, but you could also fumble the ball away. So the Raiders, midway through the third quarter, up 9-0, have forced St. Louis to punt again. St. Louis, the Raiders are a AAA defense in the 1973 season, so their defense should be holding down the Cardinals. As good as the Cardinals were, the Raider defense was damn good. Here we go. It's going to be the Raiders running the ball on a 0 point of attack, 32 on the B charts. 32 on the B charts is 1 yard. Raiders are going to run for 1. 1 the hard way up to the 30, second down. Pounding the rock on the left side. Raiders are going to drop back pass. 65 is going to be complete for 44. This is Bolitnikov. 44 to Bolitnikov is 6 plus 1, 7 yards. 5, 6, 7, third down. The Raiders might run here on third and short. Indeed, they will. And 5, though, on the B charts is 0, thank God. 52 on B. 52 is 3 yards and a first down. 1, 2, 3. Will not have St. Louis be in an automatic run defense there. They would not probably be in an automatic run D. Again, play calling is optional. The roles and the absolute use of defense is optional. It's really best for head-to-head play or for key moments. So goal line, short, third and short, fourth and short, goal line, third and long. Those are the times you might want to just use the right defense, right? Or I guess you could have suspect. On 4th and 1, would a team guarantee a run at the goal line? Maybe, yeah. All right, Raiders are moving again. Here we go. They're going to run the ball. Point of attack +2, 33. Raiders are controlling the ball right now, 33. 2 plus 2 is 4 yards for Davis. Beautiful. Raiders are going to drop back and pass. 23 is going to be an incompletion, though, I think. 23 is incomplete. Third down. Raiders have no choice. They're going to throw on this one. And 14 is going to be, I believe, incomplete. Yep, incomplete. Fourth down. The Raiders will have to punt. And they punt 40 net. 10, 20, 30, 40. They can try to return this for a touchdown. They do not. And the Raiders pin St. Louis at the 16 in the last couple of possessions of the third quarter here. We're moving along. Raiders are up 9-0. This is the final possession of the third quarter for St. Louis. St. Louis going to pass. 16, not good on the D chart. 16 is incomplete. Second down. Hart looks deep for Mel Gray. They're going to run the ball. 2 is going to be +1. 35 on the D charts. Running the ball D. 35. 35 is 3. Plus D charts. Point of attack. +1. So 4-yard run. Very nice. Third down. They're going to have to pass, though, here on third. We're going to swing it out of the backfield to Metcalf. 33 on the D chart might be complete. Passing play 33. Incomplete. Fourth down. They will have to punt to wrap up the quarter. 10, 20, 35, and 6. The Raiders will not attempt to return this for a touchdown. We don't want to risk turning it over and giving an easy out to the Cardinals. Fourth quarter about to get underway here in Parallax football. Kenny Stabler, 1973 replay. He only played in the final, I can't remember now, 10 games or something like that. He ended up making it to the Pro Bowl in his first year as a complete starter. So he may have had an odd game where he started somewhere early in his career, but 73 is considered when he was named the starter. Never looked back. So I'm playing that season of Kenny Stabler. And right now, Stabler has managed to guide the Raiders with a brilliant defense into position with Blanda's great kicking. Blanda was a clutch kicker. He wasn't a great kicker, but he was a clutch kicker. And the Raiders are up 9-0 starting the fourth. St. Louis is going to have a chance to steal that final possession with timeouts. So St. Louis is most likely going to get, well, there's no most likely to it. Unless they're winning, St. Louis will take timeouts and get another possession at the end of this quarter, like the Raiders did here. right? The Raiders use timeouts to get another possession because they had decent field position. St. Louis is losing, so unless St. Louis somehow takes the lead here in the fourth, they would use timeouts to steal. And Oakland can steal another one by doing what's called an onside kick. So both teams always have the chance to use to get an extra drive when they're trying to come back, but they have to be within one score of the game in the game to do it. All right, fourth quarter, the Raiders just received the punt, and they're moving it. We're going to run the ball. I'm not going to roll for whether we run or not. John Madden at this point is going to start pounding them with the great left side of this Raider offensive line. We do roll point of attack, though, and the point of attack roll is -1. Ooh, not good. 16 on the B charts for the Raiders is going to be 2 -1 is 1 yard. Raiders run for Powell. Hubbard drug down for 1. We're going to run again. We're going to get a +1. 64. Very good run for Davis. 64 is going to be 6 + 1, 7 yards. 5, 6, 7, third down. And the Raiders will run versus run. So we got to use the C charts. 2 and C is +1. On the C chart, 56 is going to be 7 + 1, 8 yards, even though they had the run defense on. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Raiders are down to the 40. They're almost in striking distance. Well, technically they are in striking distance. The Raiders are going to run the ball on 1, so +2, 55. Raiders are going to run the ball for 7 more. 5, 6, 7. Now that Raider run game is starting to pound the rock. We're going to go ahead and run. Roll the point of attack. 3 is going to be a +1. Raiders 35. 35 is 3 + 1, 4 yards, and a first down at the 29 as Clarence Davis in the ball game. As the Raiders now are chewing up clock. St. Louis in the fourth quarter, the Raiders are pounding the rock. They're going to go into a run defense, which means we're going to just do everything on the C charts. The Raiders are running. They're going to be in the right defense. So C chart's still a +1. Oh, no, though. Bad roll. 12. 12 is 0 + 1. We got a yard, even against the run defense, but that was almost a fumble. The Raiders are going to run versus that run defense here again, and it's going to be +1. 13. Raiders hammered again for 1 yard. So Hubbard, back-to-back carries up the gut, gets very little. Third down, though, the Raiders have no choice. We're going to run because we're just setting up the field goal. We're going to run. We're going to roll for the defense. I'm not certain they would be in the run defense here. So I'm going to roll. And 4 is base. They're going to be in a base. It's -1 to the run defense. So we're going to run the ball. Our point of attack roll is +2. 41 on B. So 41 is 1, +2 is 3, -1 for the defense, and base is 2 yards. 1, 2. Raiders get 2, setting up the field goal. And again, Blanda from the 25. Blanda's B on the 25B is 1 to 5. So if I don't roll a 6, and Blanda will add a 4th field goal today. And Blanda nails another field goal, 32 yards. Blanda is the hero today. 32-yard field goal. Raiders now up 12-0. They're putting St. Louis in a bad spot. St. Louis returns that kickoff out to the 25. They will try to go for the touchdown, and they do not get it. All right, Raiders are up 12-0 in the fourth. This AAA defense is controlling St. Louis. And here we go. St. Louis goes to work. In their first possession of the third, they're going to run the ball. Point of attack is 0, 34. And they're on the D charts for running. 34 is going to be a run for 3 yards. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It is 2nd down and 7. We're going to roll for them. They're going to throw the ball. 44 is going to be complete on the D charts. I'm sure of it. 44 is complete, and we're looking at the F charts for completion range. And 64, very nice. They're going to complete it for 10 + 1, 11. So 10, 11 up to the 39. First down, and St. Louis and Jim Hart getting the job done here in the fourth. Oh no, they got a huge play coming. That's a long gainer, but let's see. 33 is a run. Point of attack 0, 66. So on D, 66 is 10 yards. I forgot. They're on the D chart. So against this AAA defense, they don't get a breakaway. 10, but they did roll 0. So 10-yard run. They got a first down on a 10-yard run for Metcalf, but they don't get that long gain on run plays. Had that been a pass, pass 33 would have been, I think, incomplete. Yep, it would have been incomplete. So that that same number would have killed them on the pass. So the run was still the best way to go there. They got 10 yards. So Cardinals, Don Coryell finding a way to move them down the field here in the fourth against this great defense. They're going to run. Point of attack roll, though, not good. Point of attack roll, 5 on D is -1. 44 on D is going to be 4 minus 1 is 3 yards. 1, 2, 3, 2nd and 7. And again, we're going to continue to let Don Coryell call the plays. He's doing a good job. He's going to run. Point of attack +1, 52. 52 is 3 plus 1, 4 yards. Good job. It is 3rd and 3. And I'm going to let Coryell keep calling the plays. He's going to pass. 65 is complete. And we're completing a pass on the F charts. There it is. Add 1 to this. It's going to be 46. 46 completion to Ahmad Rashad for 11 plus 1, 12 yards. 10, 11, 12, down to the 32. The crowd here in Busch Stadium, Civic Center Busch Stadium, on their feet as Jim Hart in the fourth quarter having a brilliant fourth quarter drive. Don Coryell calling a great game. A run 22 on the D charts is 1 yard, so Metcalf gets a yard. 2nd down. They're going to run again, and this time 0. 15, not good. 15 is a run for 1 more. Down to the 30. 3rd down. They got to pass. We have no choice. We're going to pass the ball. And 16, I think, is going to be incomplete on the pass charts. You got to be kidding me. Pass completion D. 16 is, oops, that's the catch and run chart. Here we go. D. 16 is incomplete. 4th down. They're going to kick a field goal, I think, because they're down by 12. They have to start scoring. You can't come back if you don't get points, as John Madden used to say. They are on the 30. They have to roll. Do not roll a 5 or a 6. Oh, it's a missed field goal by Backen. That's sad. They busted their hump. This would have made the game interesting in the 4th. 37-yard field goal attempt, no good. Poor Backen. The Raiders will take over 5 at the 37-yard line in 1973. And Backen misses a 37-yard field goal. That is sad. All right, we're going to run the ball, so there's not going to be a question here. We're going to roll point of attack, and they're going to be in the run defense. So it's going to be point of attack 0. 51 on the, so we look at point of attack because they're in the right defense. Point of attack C is 0. 51 on C is going to be 2 yards. So Hubbard gets 2. 1, 2 up to the 39. Again, the Raiders are going to run. They're going to be in a run defense. We're just going to make assumptions that everybody in the stadium knows what's coming. It's going to be 0, and 16 on C is going to be 2 more for Smith. 1, 2. So Clarence Smith gets 2. Or Charles Smith. It's going to be 3rd and 6. The Raiders are going to roll, and we're going to roll the defense too. So the Raiders are going to run versus run defense. So it's going to be point of attack is 2 on C plus 1. So we're going to get plus 131 on C because they're in the right defense. 1 plus 1 is 1 yard, and the Raiders on 4th and 5 will punt. And the punt of 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. They're going to try to return this for a touchdown. Mel Gray, or Hammond, I think it was. No. And folks, right there, St. Louis will end up using, they need a touchdown here, and then they need another touchdown on an extended play to win this ball game at this rate. The Raiders will get the ball back one more time, but St. Louis now is playing for touchdowns, period. All right, so it's going to be a run versus a point of attack 2. So it's going to be a run plus 1, 56. 56 is 7 plus 1, 8-yard rip. Nice. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Very good. The Raiders are just staying in a vanilla defense. 66 is going to be pass, and it's going to be 62 is going to be, ooh, wait a second. I better double check that. Pass play D. 62 is incomplete. God, 3rd down. They got to pass the ball. There'll be no question we're passing the ball. 36 on pass play D. 36 is complete. We're looking at the F. Oh, fumble catch and fumble lost. Oh, that's going to be a catch and fumble lost. Dang, fumble. lost. The catch is +1 through the F grade, so it's a swing out to Otis out of the backfield, and he gets popped by a big linebacker of the Raiders. Ball stripped loose. The Raiders fall on it right there, and the Raiders, no return on those in this book, right? So interception returns have and returns, but not fumbles. All right. So the Raiders with the ball, St. Louis fumbled the ball. It's pretty much over. The Raiders are going to run the ball. So it's going to be run versus run. Looking at the C charts, point of attack. Point of attack is going to be a -1, 43 on C. Raiders are going to run for 1 yard. Hubbard pounds down to the 26, second down. They're going to be in the right defense. It's going to be a point of attack on C is 0. 56 for the Raiders. It's still going to be 7-0. So 5, 6, 7. Raiders are actually in a position here to flip the script. And they're going to pound the rock again versus a run defense. It's going to be on C, 0. 25 on C. Raiders are going to run for 3 more and a first down. 1, 2, 3. Raiders eating clock despite the defense being prepared. It's going to be 0 for the Raiders. 56. The Raiders are pounding them now. 7, 5, 6, 7. Unbelievable. That left side now chewing up ground. Raiders 51. This will be short. 51, 2 yards. 1, 2, 3rd and 1. And again, they're going to be in the right defense versus run. And we're going to get a +1. 44 might score a touchdown here. Raiders 4. +1, 5 yards down to the 2. First and goal. And it is going to be run versus run. Raiders dominating this final drive. 31 is 0. And point of attack was 0. Second down, they're held. Second down, Hubbard up the gut. It's going to be a +1. 52 on C is 2 +1 touchdown, Hubbard. So it's going to be Hubbard. Finally, the Raiders get in. 2-yard run. An extra point for a B place kicker is automatic, I believe. Yep. So PAT by Blanda is good. Now, St. Louis is allowed to, without question, call timeouts and get another drive. However, there is no way they can win. They have to be within 7 points. So the game ends right there. So the Raiders are going to get a field goal and a touchdown in the 4th. Back and missed an extra point. They punted, fumbled, lost, and they don't use their timeouts. And folks, the Raider AAA defense is going to shut them out. 19-0. Raiders will be 2-2. St. Louis will fall to 2-2. And Ken Stabler, it's ironic because, of course, the Raiders were a running team. Ken Stabler was a very accurate, smart lefty. But the irony of ironies is, although it's Ken Stabler's first year as a starter, the Raiders were a run team with a powerful running game. Anyway, John Madden and company take advantage of quality controlled passing by Stabler, but it was that running game, especially late. And more importantly, it was that Raiders AAA defense across the top that earned them a shutout in this win in Busch Stadium. The big hurt for St. Louis early in the first half was they turned it over 3 times, 3 fumbles lost. The second half, they played better. Unfortunately, they miss a field goal and they fumble in the 4th, and that put a nail in their coffin. And folks, that is Parallax football complete. And this is the paperback version, right? Which again is different than the free ebooks. This will not be, the updated version will not be given away free. This at least gives people a reason to buy it and own it, to have the slightly different copy. All right, thanks everybody, and everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Good day.